Welcome, everyone. Good morning or good afternoon. It is Tuesday, September 16th, and this is Training Wheels offered through an open door in which we explore one of the daily lessons of A Course in Miracles. And today we are on lesson 50, which is a bit of a landmark here because the next lessons are review lessons, which I probably will skip over and just take us right on into the next full single lesson, just so you'll know that. But I will begin the way we always do, by reading the first 50 lessons. And this is probably the last time that I will do that for a while. I'll take a little bit of a break from reading them, but so enjoy the first 50 lessons. And then after that, I'll just read a little bit, and then you can keep your screen on or off. I'll turn mine off. But then we can have a little bit of discussion about what sustains us, especially in these times. I think that we're coming into times where what sustains us, knowing what sustains us, will be very important to us. So I'm going to turn my screen off, settle in, and just be present where you are. This is the only moment that we have. So settle in, be comfortable, and just open, even though it's fairly early in the morning here, and maybe the afternoon where you are. Try to just let go of everything that you have accumulated in your field up until this moment. Nothing I see means anything. I've given everything I see all the meaning it has for me. I do not understand anything I see. These thoughts do not mean anything. I'm never upset for the reasons I think. I'm upset because I see something that is not there. I see only the past. My mind is preoccupied with past thoughts. I see nothing as it is now. My thoughts do not mean anything. My meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. And I'm upset because I see a meaningless world. A meaningless world engenders fear. God did not create a meaningless world. My thoughts are images I have made. I have no neutral thoughts. I see no neutral things. And I am not alone in experiencing the effects of my seeing, and I am not alone in experiencing the effects of my thoughts. I am determined to see. I am determined to see things differently. What I see is a form of vengeance. I can escape from this world that I see by giving up attack thoughts. I do not perceive my own best interests. I do not know what anything is for. My attack thoughts are attacking my own invulnerability. Above all else, I want to see. Above all else, I want to see things differently. God is in everything I see. God is in everything I see because God is in my mind. I am not a victim of the world I see. I have invented the world I see. There is another way of looking at the world. I could see peace instead of this. My mind is part of God's. I am very holy. My holiness envelops everything I see. My holiness blesses the world. There's nothing my holiness cannot do. My holiness is my salvation. I am blessed as a son of God. God goes with me wherever I go. God is my strength, and vision is God's gift. God is my source. I cannot see apart from God. God is the light in which I see, and God is the mind with which I think. God is the love in which I forgive. God is the strength in which I trust. There is nothing to fear. God's voice speaks to me all through the day. I am sustained by the love of my Creator. I am sustained by the love of my Creator. Spirit vibrates at the highest multi-dimensional frequency. The physical form, as we inhabit it now, cannot hold the highest frequency. It simply cannot contain it. All the wind cannot fit into the jar. We are always looking for ways to get more wind into the jar. We do this by giving to get. We do this by exchanging energy with other people, and you know exactly how this goes. You give me your energy when I am lacking, when I am depleted somehow. And then I share mine with you at a later date when you need it. I compliment you. I defend you. I take your side. I do you a favor. I pay attention to you. Money, influence, prestige, wearing the right clothes, or knowing the right people. All of these are attempts to maintain and obtain more wind in the jar. All of these quote-unquote energy sources have one thing in common. They do not last, and they feed the ego rather than the spirit. The ego can never be completely satisfied by these exchanges, so it is constantly looking to be refilled. How often have you been in a relationship in which you felt so filled by the other person, so in love with them, and so they give you all of themselves, and then you give them all of yourself. But every time we put water or spirit into the other person's jar, a little spills out. And slowly, over time, we find that the other person doesn't fill us up the way they used to. Choosing the ego's method to fill the jar cannot make you happy. The ego is a very leaky jar. It doesn't hold anything that is put into it. On this basis alone, the ego's value should be questioned. There's only one source, only one that offers complete and never-ending energy. Energy that requires no bartering and no exchange. This energy is a perfect match for spirit, and it fulfills completely, and you already have it. Source, love, God, all that is, the absolute, the infinite absolute. This is the unending energy from which all creation moves, out of which it moves and manifests. It is the wind itself. Do not rely on the energy of those who do not yet know their own source of energy. Do not seek to get their energy to fulfill you. It will never last. You cannot fill yourself with illusions of love or faith or commitment based on the ego's gratification or conditions for exchange, because only Source sustains endlessly and without condition. Source is an eternal battery. It never runs out. It is true that there are forms of energy that seem to sustain us. How many people do you know that are always angry, always in resistance, always resentful, always in judgment, always pushing against what is? This is a false form of energy. It can feel real to the ego, pushing against, denying, saying no to. It's like walking upstream. You can feel the water moving against your legs. You can feel the wind on your face, but it's exhausting. What truly sustains is to lie down in the river and let it carry, and to trust that wherever it takes you is perfect for you. Does this world sustain you? What form does your sustenance take? Does it last? The lesson for today asks you to sit for 10 minutes twice a day and just inquire what sustains you. Explore it. And then come to the words of the lesson. I am sustained by the love of my Creator. You don't have to follow the guides to know that we are entering turbulent waters. It is not going to get easier. The past is gone. We are entering new territory. What will sustain you? How will you sustain others? And should you? Is it your job? Whether you choose to sustain another or not, make sure that what you are using is the love of God. There is no effort here in the love of God. In fact, the sustenance of God simply requires us to allow to get out of the way. Everything is for me. Nothing is stupid. It is all for everything and everyone. When you're ready, take a couple of breaths and let's come back and talk about what sustains us. We don't usually talk politics on these Zoom calls, and I don't mean to do that this morning, but I will admit that when I read that the administration was going to start coming after liberal groups and liberal voices, it did hit me in a new way. I realized that this rabbit hole that so many are going down is going to be deep. And so there will be much consternation and much gnashing of teeth and much accusation back and forth. And so we must sustain ourselves with the truth. And teach only love, for that is what we are. And that's really all I have to say about this lesson. And that's all I have to say, except that I so appreciate each and every one of you. And beloved Cindy, who has put this together. I was thinking the other day about how grateful I am to have been with this group of people when Cindy first started to question whether she wanted to remain doing what she was doing. And she put herself out, not knowing what the heck would happen. And she trusted in this lesson that she would be sustained by the love of God. And I trusted too, right? I trusted in myself for Cindy and for myself. And what a blessing it has been. We're going to start, we're going to do a weekend, this weekend, a half a day. I'm just moved to say this. I didn't plan to say this. We could talk about it on Thursday when we talk about the interview that we watched that had too many ads in it, I thought, but it was fine. We are sustained by the love of God, but we also in this world need financial sustaining. And so if you can make a commitment to an open door, I encourage you to do so. If you haven't already, and if you can't, that's fine. That's just fine. But keep it in your heart and your mind. Because Cindy works every day, all day, for us. She does the heavy lifting. She does the thinking. She does the planning. She does the accounting. She does the deciding. We just get to show up. So we are all sustained by the love of God. And in this world, that and a few other things are helpful. So thank you. That's it for me. Now I will be quiet.